Coming out of spring break, I thought was a really competitive practice. I mean, I was impressed with these guys. They went from the very beginning. They went for meetings, and it was every period. It was competitive. There was a lot of energy. I was impressed, you know. And the challenge, like I just told them right there, was to recreate that again on Thursday and then again on Saturday, and to continue to do it over and over and over again, because that's how you get good. When the guy across from you is competing at such a high level that it forces you to compete at that level, that's how you each get better, and ultimately that's how we get better. So I was impressed with that. A guy that stood out to me was Steven Mitchell today. I thought he had a heck of a practice. It wasn't that he had a lot of catches, he did, but it was the types of catches that he made. There were competitive catches with people around him in tight quarters, and we really think he has a chance to become a really special player, and that's the part of his game we want him to step up, and that really showed today. So that was just a couple highlights coming out of the first practice out of spring break.
There's been a lot of really good receivers here the last 10 years, of course. With Steven, is there really a comparison with him? He seems a little bit different in terms of even what some of those great guys did, just with his body type and kind of that quickness.
Yeah, I would say that's fair. You know, I mean, maybe the guy you could, Ronald Johnson, maybe. You know, Ronald wasn't the biggest guy, but was a speed guy. But you know, or maybe even Damian Williams played a little bit that way. But just Steven has elite, you know, cutting ability and quickness, and the key is to keep getting him the ball in space so he can utilize that.
Justin Davis looked like he ran really physically today. His jersey
did.
was kind of torn up. What did you see out of him?
Well, he ran hard. You know, two guys I should have mentioned too was Justin was one. I'll get back to that. And John Plattenberg was another one. I thought John had a really physical practice as well. But Justin, he ran the ball really hard. He's catching the ball really well. And what I appreciate about it, practice is done. He has a hard physical practice, and he's over there on the jugs machine, you know, working on catching the ball even more so. So, you know, he's a guy who's, you know, he's getting a lot of the load right now with Trey not being full go for us, and he's working hard and he's taking advantage of it.
Obviously, a lot of veteran guys in defense graduated. There's that leadership act, and somebody's to step up. Phil, Sua's been a guy that people are bringing up. What have you seen out of him? Everybody knows when you're on the field. Have you seen him taking more of that burden on himself to be that leadership figure?
I think so. I think Sua, to his credit, has really matured through the process as the five-star player coming in, being a safety, then making the transition to kind of the hybrid outside linebacker and finding his way there and being a playmaker, to now doing it with confidence and a real sense of belief and playing really physical when he's coming off the edge. And we're doing more stuff with him in coverage now, where he's even playing the deep third safety, and we're really mixing things up with him. He's embracing the role. He's coming out with an unbelievable amount of energy, which was something we really challenged him with in the offseason. And I think his energy is contagious, you know, and I think we're seeing other guys respond to that. And like I mentioned, a John Plattenberg or a Scott Felix or a Dory. I mean, these guys are all, that defense is really flying around. They're playing fast right now, which is important for us.
When you look at the film so far, what's been the biggest weakness that you've discovered watching?
Well, I think one, it's hard because you look at one side and then you see the other. But obviously, we turned the ball over more so offensively the first half of spring than I would have liked. But I have to flip to the other side and say, gosh, it's been such a point of emphasis for our defense to get the ball, to get after the football, that I'm happy that's part of me is happy that's happening, but we need to take care of it better. And I thought the offense did a better job of that today.
What are some of the challenges that come having a whole week and a half off, coming back?
The biggest challenge is the guys not taking care of themselves and not being ready to go when they come back. And I've been saying this since January. This group of guys has really responded to the things that we're asking of them, and from an accountability standpoint, and it showed today. They came ready to go. They took care of themselves. They came ready to practice on Tuesday, and now we need to, you know, like I said, recreate it on Thursday.
This is one of the surprises that you're stuck on this team about Connor's.
I think Connor's, you know, I'll go with what impresses me about him. He's got unbelievable work ethic. I mean, the guy never, he's taking a bunch of reps. He's keep grinding through it. He's showing physicality, which was a concern coming in. He's playing physical. He shows good ball skills. He's catching the ball well down the field. But I just like his demeanor, his work ethic. It's tight ends difficult in our system, especially because we put a lot on him. But Connor has had a nice spring so far.
At the quarterback position, you coached the final year, Palmer, Liner, Sanchez, Booty. What's something with Cody going into his final year that you'd like to see from him to kind of get to that level?
One of the big keys for me with Cody right now is anticipation. And it's been a theme to me. Really good quarterbacks anticipate really well at whatever level that you're at. He vastly improved last season. I want to see him continue to go to another level and to play even faster. And so that's why at times a little bit right now we're seeing a couple interceptions out of him. But that's because he's really trying to push the limits on not holding the ball, because by doing that we're going to reduce sacks and we're not going to take as many sacks. So he's just got to find the fine line in there of where that is. But you never know until you try. And so we're pushing him that way to try to really anticipate his throws. And he came back today and had a great practice, threw the ball really well.
What do you think when he takes off now? We're seeing him take off more.
That's the other one too we were on him about. This offseason was a big one with he and Ivan Lewis. Ivan Lewis personally has been training him, of strengthening his core, getting him more explosive. Cody's never going to be a runner. We're calling design runs for him. But if we can take advantage of some 3rd and 4, some 3rd and 6, when coverage is really good, that he can tuck it and get us a first down, those are winning plays, in a ball game. And so we've seen it. We saw a great one today. I mean, it went the distance. So hopefully that becomes an aspect of his game for our game.
We obviously
tight ends for Steve. Any update on Bryce?
No, nothing.
Okay. And then yesterday, a player at Oklahoma announced he was leaving.
I can't comment.
Can't comment at all.
No.
we obviously don't know when Chad Wheeler is going to come back and how he's going to be when he does come back. How do you feel about Toa as a left tackle?
I think Toa's playing well. He's getting challenged, he's with Scott and Sua coming off the edge, but he's playing well. But Toa is a really versatile guy. He's highly competitive. We get Chad back. We're going to have to gauge Chad's health and monitor that, working him back into the fold. But we're fortunate to have versatile linemen, and that's why we do what we do when we move some guys around, is to get them prepared for it. You saw a day where I think last Saturday we played Toa almost exclusively at center, because knock on wood, but Max could get something happen to him. And okay, so we got Khalil, we got Toa. We just got to make sure we have all the pieces to the puzzle ready for all the potential scenarios that could come up.
One more.
You talked about Cameron Smith.
Yeah.
Can you talk about maybe that and him wearing 35, if there's any kind of, that was used to be a traditional?
Yeah, I kind of like that we were able to put him in 35. He didn't quite understand the significance of it, but this day and age, guys all want to wear single digits, but there's only so many of them, right? But so I sat him down and explained to him that when I was growing up, 35 meant a lot here, and for him to be in it and playing well, it's good for the tradition of the number. Okay. All right, guys.